So hey guys, we are back with another video, and in this particular video we are going to discuss about the truth of ML engineering, right? I think a lot of people have been slightly interested towards the field of data scientist. The field can be ML engineering, and we all know that these things have been trendy from the past 2 to 3 years more than they have ever been because of the rise of AI and chat GPT in the recent years. So the purpose of this video is to help you guys explore through different roles that are currently in this field, and then you can decide which role is good for you and what exactly happens in one role and how you can choose good for you. So the information that I'll tell you guys in this video is solely based on the experience that I have and some online research that I did previous to this video. And things can slightly differ. It can differ from company to company. There are a lot of companies where the role doesn't matter. You have to do most of the time all of the work, right? So yeah, cool. So the first thing that we need to decide is that what are the famous three roles. So the first is data scientist, second is ML engineer, and the third is, you can say, research engineer slash scientist, anything that you want. Okay. Now the purpose of these three roles may align towards a specific same goal, but the roles can differ from the work that you exactly do, right? Because when you are in an organization, right, the particular goal that you need to have, that we need to build the best LLM model on the planet right now, we need to build the best AI agent on the planet, right? Working towards the same goal but with different roles, right? Okay. So the data scientist role is consisting of the following points, right? One of my friend who is currently working, who used to work as a data scientist till 1 month back, he told me, when he joined the organization, he was expecting that he will be working on big LLM stuff and things, but obviously because this role is not exactly that, you will usually work with SQL, you will usually work with small data sets, maybe you will even work with large data sets, but the goal should can be different. So there is a chance that you guys will get to work with ML algorithms, the traditional algorithms, maybe that can be regression model, that can be classification model, right? And you will be solving business problems using them. Then you will be using a lot of data sets, analyze patterns with them. You will be given some data sets, you will be using some even SQL queries on those big data, right? And you will be getting some analysis from that. Then you will be presenting all these findings to the product team, that okay, these are the findings, this is what the results say, and then they can come up with a whole plan, okay, how we can improve this, right? So this is how at least the data scientist part works. Now in a lot of organizations, data scientists also handle the big LLM stuff. They handle the whole pipeline from the scratch to the end. Definitely possible, right? We are not restricting ourselves to a particular thing, but in traditional terms, when you say in most of the MNCs or stuff, you will see that there is a specific thing that you will be working on this part of the pipeline, maybe the data part, maybe the analysis part, maybe the communication with the product team part, right? And you will be most of the time working with the traditional ML algorithms. Okay, cool. Second is ML engineer. So ML engineer, the term is very subjective to the person who is working in what part of the pipeline. It can be a RAG engineer, it can be an LLM engineer, right? It can be even a database engineer who is working actually to prepare the data for the models, right? Now most of the times you will be working from the research part to production part. This whole, like, okay, you have a model that has been researched, now you need to fine tune it maybe and push it to production. All the inference part, all the scalability part you need to handle. You will be building the pipelines and systems for processing the data. You will be building the whole model training part, you will be doing the inference part, and you will be fine tuning, as I already told. So it is very subjective, it can be differ on the terms of what exactly you are currently, in which organization you are part of, right? Now when I am an ML engineer, right? I was recently working on a lot of things related to RAG, and from my experience I have worked even on the dataset part, I have even worked on fine tuning part of the models. I've even worked on the latency part of the model, testing the available frameworks, that which works best for a model. I've even worked on evaluation metrics, which metrics are the best for a model to evaluate on for the use cases that we were testing the customers for. So from the very basic to the top part, you can work anywhere in between, but not solely on the research part, because your purpose is of an engineer here, right? You will be doing maybe small researches, maybe a comparison, maybe benchmarkings, and then you will be applying that particular research or benchmarking that you did to the system of your application, right? So taking the research part to the application part, right? To the research to production. Cool. Now the third and the last is research engineer slash scientist. These terms can change. Research engineer, it can be research scientist, so it can be a simple researcher. But most of the time, people who are working, they are responsible for all the technical reports, conferences, papers that you see throughout archive or conferences or like EMNLP. You will see most of the people who are working here are working as research engineer, right? And they develop actually the things from very scratch, right? Suppose the transformer architecture, right? This was not built by only engineers. They were proper research engineer scientists who worked from the very basic of the architecture. They know the fundamental very nicely. They know the very basics of everything, especially ML and DL, and they experiment a lot of things. They take a lot of things from the current going on open source market, paid and everything. They compare it with the going on results. They improve it. They keep improving it until unless they outperform the existing models, right? Existing techniques. So this is a complete research based role. You are actually working as a researcher here, you can say, like a scientist. People who work in NASA and ISRO, they do the same things, right? And but the point here slightly difference can be, when you are building this, you need to look at that how it is going to benefit, right? In NASA and ISRO, let's say people who are working as researchers, they don't have to think like that we need to get something in return, right? Because they are working solely towards something that is going to help human like the whole humanity in a long term. But people who are working here, they need to have something in mind that, okay, is this going to help us, our organization feasibly? Okay, that's the case. It is going to help the organization, it is going to help the community, and this is how they drive the whole research part. Cool. I think that was it. Now, what is best for you? I would recommend you guys that once you have watched this video, go and work for maybe 2-3 months and work on all these aspects, right? Research part, engineering part, and then realize which is best for you. And maybe that is how you will realize. So yeah, that was it for the video, guys. Thank you and have a nice